Hey there, you're listening to M.C.R.O Radio with Melissa.
And Richard.
So guys, this is episode number 21. 21.
21.
As we said in our last one, 20 is like a big milestone for us. I think 10 was a milestone for us, but 21 damn episodes. Thank you all for listening to us. It has been amazing. Yeah. This has been my favorite podcast that we've done. The M.C.R.O Radio, honestly.
Well, we tested our feet in the waters with some of the other ones that we tried.
They didn't quite work out like we wanted them to, but
it always kind of led to like arguments and like roar.
Yeah, but now not so much.
No, now it's just like, okay, here's what we have. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for listening.
Yeah.
Our listens have boosted with our last 3 episodes that we put up last Friday.
If you like what you hear, give us a subscription. Like, subscribe.
Subscribe to us. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Google Play. Did I say iTunes?
Yes.
And we're on Amazon Alexa, too.
Yeah. If you have...
I think we're on literally everything where all the popular... Like where you
find your favorite podcast.
Yeah, we're on
Look
everything.
for M.C.R.O Radio.
And we're on like every social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we are on TikTok. We haven't posted any TikToks together on this account, but
understand TikTok.
Whatever. You don't need to, like, that's not for you to understand. It's just for me to understand.
Yeah, okay.
But yes, follow, subscribe. We're even on YouTubes. We're trying to make YouTube videos too. You know?
Mm-hmm.
We figured, why not? It'd be fun. It'd be so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you bring me my Gary V book?
No, I didn't.
You forgot my Gary V book? That's okay. I'll get it next time.
Okay.
But we want to start this off with, like, a funny fucking... Richard seen this video, sent it to me, and it is hilarious. It was like cheese...
The article. Yeah.
Or it was an article? I thought it was a video.
No.
There is a video, though. I've seen a video. Yeah.
Well, the article goes, police are pretty cheesed off about a string of bizarre mischief cases in Carlton, Texas. But they're also closing in on the culprit who's putting fingerprints off of processed cheese at the crime scene. So essentially what they're doing is they're putting American, like the singles cheese, and
that plastic cheese,
and they're sticking it on the cars. Like, that's a thing now.
Yeah, people throw them from car to car.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's funny. The headline was hilarious.
The cops tell you that they tell you one of two things: covering cars in cheese slices is apparently the new trend in criminal mischief, and 2, cheese slices produce great fingerprints.
Ha, so y'all dumb, whoever's doing it.
Yeah.
You think that'd be a Florida thing? Because people in Florida seem to be pretty stupid.
It says the crime scene investigator explained his new way, W-H-E-Y, of pulling prints in a local news interview. The call was, "Hey, I've got some cheese prints. I heard maybe you can help us out," he told the station. Powell showed up at the scene to find more than a few shreds of evidence. Someone had slapped several cheese slices onto a silver sedan, and their fingerprints had left streaks and imprints on melting singles. Like, look at that picture.
Wow. But because it's so salty, so, like, if you eat salty food, or you're exposed to a lot of salty food, it raises your fingerprints, and your fingerprints they can be seen in a lot more things than somebody who doesn't eat or is exposed or isn't exposed to a lot of salt. I learned that on an episode of CSI, where this kid who worked at like a McDonald's or something was holding onto a bullet, and his fingerprint was imprinted into the bullet. And I've noticed that if I eat a lot of salt, I can see like my fingerprints and things. It's weird. That's fucking hilarious.
So basically. They have the guy's fingerprints, but they don't have a history based off of this person's. Like, they don't really have a criminal past.
It's probably a kid.
Oh, more than likely. But the sad reality is, is once you do anything where if you have a job that requires you to surrender your fingerprints, or say you 10, 20 years down the road you decide, hey, I want to become a carpenter or an electrician, generally what your employer will ask you to do is surrender your fingerprints. Just so your employer is backed up with, hey, there was a murder at this household and your fingerprints are at the scene.
Yeah, well, like, because if you weren't caught, then you don't have anything on your police check record.
Yeah.
I thought, honestly, that our work would do that.
Yeah. I you know what, to be honest, I've always thought about getting that done. Because think about it, like, before you put that in a bag, your hands are the last one that, like, is on that product. So they go to dust for fingerprints, and then, oh my god, there's Miss Melissa's fingerprints.
Yeah.
I almost said your last name.
Don't say my last name. Don't say my last name. My name is Melissa, and that's all y'all need to know.
Unless you know her. Then if you don't, her name is Melissa.
Yeah.
Melissa.
Oh, somebody's home.
It's probably your sister.
Yeah, back from fish and chips.
Yeah.
Speaking of fish and chips, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But, guys, this year sucks. This summer sucks. No heavy Montreal this year.
Yeah. We had a great
heavy Montreal.
We got the heartbreaking news that, there's no heavy Montreal.
And there's, like, no real explanation for it as to why they're not hosting it this year. But they have fucking Rammstein coming.
Yeah.
In August. Come on. And that's their only Canadian stop, too, eh?
Mm-hmm. Well, that was, like, when they came here, 8-9 years ago. The only Canadian date was at the ACC.
Yeah, and why have it there?
I don't know.
It's such a trash... Honestly, the acoustics there suck.
Yeah.
For shows. I hate going to shows at the ACC.
Mm-hmm. Like, the visual performance from Rammstein is unbelievable. Like, yes, okay, their music is incredible, but...
their music is incredible. I've never seen them live.
Their stage performance is a lot of pyrotechnics. Mm-hmm. They... one of the last songs that they play, the lead singer has, like, these mechanical wings that are on his back.
Oh, that's neat.
And progressively the wings open up and they start shooting fireballs.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then I think it's during the same song, he picks up what looks to be like this big, like, handheld gun, and so it fires off this big pyrotechnic. Mm-hmm. And there's above the floor level seating, like, I guess you'd call it the general admission floors. There's a pyrotechnic of a. It's almost like a firework that goes through the crowd and then comes back to the stage and then just goes. It's really, really cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sounds neat, I'm not going to lie.
Actually, I knew somebody that was working security for that show, and someone managed to sneak backstage. And the scary thing is because they use a lot of, like, and when I say pyrotechnics, it's a lot of, like, fire. Mm-hmm. Not just, like, fireworks. It's, like, fireballs. And so they have dedicated, like, gas lines. Mm-hmm. And so this guy was running backstage and wasn't paying attention where he was going. He tripped and fell face first on one of the gas lines just before it went to ignite. And they couldn't do anything until the pyrotechnics stopped. Mm-hmm. And his face was basically melting on the line. Oh my goodness, that's scary. Yeah.
Absolutely scary. That's why you just don't do that shit.
Yeah. But yeah.
Fucking idiot.
I mean, we had such a good time at Heavy Montreal last year.
We did, honestly. Like, it was the best time I've ever had at a festival. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I've been to a few. Yeah. And, like, when you go with friends, it's different. But, like, as a couple, we had such a great time.
Mm-hmm. So, like, where they held it at that part of the park, that was, like, the historic kind of grounds for Heavy Montreal. So for past years, they were actually redeveloping the area and redoing the park. Mm-hmm. So I really hope that they just didn't run into more landscaping issues and developing issues that required them to kind of close off that area of the park, because they also used to run a EDM
Oshiega.
No. It was another one.
Oh.
The exact same weekend as Heavy Montreal, and it was at opposite sides of the park. So it was really weird. So you had your like EDM, like clubby kind of people,
Rave kids.
yeah, and then you had metalheads. It was the weirdest combination of people. But what's amazing is like, if you've ever sat down with like metalheads, they're the coolest people that you'll ever meet.
Mm-hmm. Like, actually. Is Oshiega happening this year?
Yeah. Foo Fighters are headlining day one.
No, that's Coachella.
No. Oshiega...
No, you're talking Coachella.
No. Oshiega, day one is... Coachella I would go to this year because Rage Against the Machine is one of the headliners.
No, babe. Sorry. Oshiega is the Lumineers, the Chemical Brothers, and Childish Gambino.
That was last year. That's not this year.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I swear it was Coachella.
Yeah, day one. It's Foo Fighters.
Oh. You want to go?
I mean, it'd be...
I only want to go for the Foo Fighters,
Yeah,
though.
no,
I don't really
no,
like
I know.
anybody else. I'm looking at their full lineup. I have no idea who any of these people are. I know the Foo Fighters, French Montana.
I
Who
know
the fuck is Jeffrey?
I know Third Eye Blind.
Oh, yeah, Third Eye Blind. I love Third Eye Blind.
I don't know. I don't know any of...
I swear they play Third Eye Blind at our store right now.
Oh, quite
at our work. July Talk's going to be there, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any of the other...
Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. A lot of Lils. Oh, Lizzo's gonna be there. She's second day, right?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know Lizzo?
No.
Wild man's great till they gotta be great.
No.
You could have had a bad bitch.
Sorry. She's no James Hetfield, that's for sure.
No shit, Sherlock. This is Lizzo.
Yeah, I still don't know who that is.
She's the one she can twerk and play the flute at the same time.
I don't know who that is.
You know a lot of things. Then you're not a music fan.
No, trust me, I'm a music fan.
Oh, yeah. How do they have Oshiega and not Heavy Montreal?
Well, I think they probably wanted to book it the exact same weekend. And maybe it was just a conflict of dates. And
that is Heavy Montreal normal weekend, isn't it? Last weekend of July. Because July...
It would have ended the 28th because the 29th is my dad's birthday. And we always end up coming back the day of or the day after my dad's birthday.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it's kind of irritating. Like, that's our vacation. You gotta fucking do something. Like, what the fuck?
This year, like, I find the concerts are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, Disturbed, I want to go see, but the lawns look like they're already sold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of...
But that's also... But I'll be honest, like, I don't mean to cut you off, but that's also, like, the Groupons and the shit like that have, you know, purchased tickets and shit like that.
Yeah. We'll just wait for Groupon to start selling them.
Yeah.
But speaking of Montreal, oh my god, I was at Costco about a week ago today. And it was Saturday morning I was there. I got Schwartz's Deli. So if you go to Schwartz's Deli at it's near Islington and the Queensway.
There's no Schwartz's Deli there. It's Costco.
It's Costco, but
at Queensway and Islington. They have the meat there.
Yeah, but like, while supplies last, don't wait. Go now. Eat it.
It's probably already all gone too.
Quite possibly.
There's that there is a possibility. Because generally, like, if you see it at Costco, like, you have to get it then or it'll probably be gone.
Yeah. Like, your parents get those really good dill pickle chips?
Yeah, they don't have them anymore.
No, I was hoping to find a bag.
I know, that those went out really well with those smoked meat sandwiches during the Royal Rumble.
Right?
That is so good.
Wrestling, smoked meat, dill pickle chips.
Do you want to get into how we thought about the Rumble, or do you want to save that for another episode?
Let's save it. Let's save it.
Well, okay. Okay, good. Because yeah,
I have a lot of thoughts on it. Mm-hmm. And that was going to be kind of a lengthy episode.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so Hell Yeah did a show. This is their first tour without Vinnie Paul.
Rest in peace, Vinnie Paul.
Yeah.
It's like every time we do one of these things now, it's like we talk about someone who died.
I think we already said rest in peace, Vinnie Paul, in another episode. I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah.
But we went and seen Hell Yeah without Vinnie Paul. Non-Point killed it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Their cover of
In the Air.
Yeah. Phil Collins was, oh my God.
I get goosebumps every time I hear it.
Yeah.
And the first time I heard them, obviously, was live. Guys, Non-Point, you guys sound way better live than you do on a studio album, which is perfectly fine, because I'd be more inclined to see you live than just listen to you on Spotify or whatever. But yeah, they killed it. I don't even know who the fuck the first band was. We heard one song and we went outside for the rest of their set.
Well, I think we hung out for a little bit, and then it was funny because you looked at me and was like, "Do you want to go for a smoke?" I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
You're like,
smoke break?
Smoke break? I was like, sure. That's kind of weird coming from you. And then your sweater got caught in the stairs.
That was my sweater. It was my jacket. The strings got caught in the stairs, so I had to tie it up. It wasn't funny. Shut up.
It was a little bit funny.
Good thing it was at the bottom, though. The bottom of the stairs instead of the top, where I would have been like, freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, I think I've told you when Dwight used to do his club nights at the Phoenix way back when. Mm-hmm. I watched someone in spike heels go down those stairs, and their heel got caught in the grates of the step. So I had to help the person get their shoe unstuck. It was really funny.
That's crazy. That's scary, actually.
And if it wasn't for that heel, like the spiked heel getting jammed into the step, the person would have like Superman down the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Those steps are pretty. Now I know just to wear sneakers to the to the Phoenix. Yeah. Sneakers.
But I mean, the turnout overall wasn't that good.
No, they didn't sell out. They couldn't even give tickets away.
Yeah, they were literally, if you go to the Phoenix's website and they say, hey, enter to win tickets, it's generally because they can't get anybody to go. So if you enter, you'll win tickets to get in.
Yeah.
Like, we had tickets and I made the mistake of entering anyway because I'm like, I could probably get somebody to go. You know how hard it is to give away free tickets?
Yep. Put it up on Facebook like all day.
Yeah, all day. Message everybody. Hey, I've got free tickets.
I had one person who wanted to go, but it was right before the show, and
they were too far.
Yeah, they didn't have a car with them at the time.
Yeah.
But they really wanted to go, so I told them, I'm like, next time, we're all going to go.
Yeah. But, I mean, from all the performances that I've seen from Hell Yeah in the past, and, I mean, my very first time I went to see them perform was 2008.
Oh, the furnace is on.
Yeah.
It's blowing out some cold air.
I believe it was 2008 Family Values tour.
Sorry, what were you saying?
The very first time I seen Hell Yeah perform.
Oh, they did really well. I don't know. Like, it's like maybe I couldn't understand the lead singer.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't understand what he was saying. So, like, I just couldn't get into it. And I don't think his mic was loud enough either.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, because I can't even say it was the acoustics in that place because the band right before them was fucking stellar.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just out of touch, maybe,
I'm trying to remember what year it was. I thought it was 2006.
I don't know.
Oh, no, it was this one here. It was 2007, Family Values. Jeez, that was a long time ago.
Was that the tour? Was that the one you went to and you were so baked?
It was one of two.
Yeah?
Yes.
You were so baked you couldn't even, like, function?
Yes. Well, there was this one, and then it was, I think it was the same year, was when I went to go see Slayer and Marilyn Manson.
I love watching Manson. Slayer puts on a great show too. I was so impressed at Heavy Montreal.
Yeah, so 2007. So, I mean, it was 3 years after his brother passed away, which is crazy that, but watching him perform and being able to be that close to that was really, really cool.
Is that when you met him and you got
No, that was 2012.
Oh, derp! It says
Derp.
2012 right there. I didn't even
Everyone's
notice.
like, when did you meet Vinnie Paul? And then I look at my arm, 2012. How do you know that? I'm like, oh, because he signed it and threw a year on it as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if I were to have my arm like taxidermied, I wonder if it'd be worth something.
I don't know, but I think you need to touch it up a little bit. It looks like it's starting to fade a bit now.
No, I think it's still good.
A little bit. But, yeah, no, the show was alright. We haven't really been to any shows,
Yeah, we...
There's not really been much that have come here, and if they have, they're at a venue that we can't afford to get to.
Yeah, I mean,
we can get there,
yeah.
but we can't afford to get in.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, I don't spend $120 for the nosebleeds or the lawns.
For me, Stained is opening for Disturbed for that show, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Stained one more time.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time I seen them perform was with Steve and Leilani and Alex. And oh my god, Jeremy was there, and we all went up to Casino-Rama. That show was before you and I got together, so I had to have been at least 6 years ago. It was either 5 or 6. Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago, and that was the day after that show. I tried to book the day off. My manager wouldn't give it to me. So I called her saying that I was going to be late, and then she wrote me up for it. Yep. But I don't got to worry about that no more. Because she's not at my work. Oh, I almost said where I worked.
Meep.
Burp, 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 burp.
Meep.
But I mean, even looking at today, missing Vinnie Paul in that band, I think
you go see Steely Dan for $25.
Yeah, I think that Vinnie Paul was really the heart and soul of that band. Yes, he's playing with some real vets when it comes to music with Mudvayne. But it's not the same. How could I describe it? It's like having s'mores, but there's no marshmallow.
Oh, that's rough.
Right? It's just it's okay. It's cool because some of the ingredients are there.
Okay, no, it's like a s'more without the chocolate. You need the chocolate, the melty chocolate in there.
But I mean, it's everything that works together. It's like having a Reese's. Yeah. It's like having a Reese's cup without the peanut butter.
Yeah, their chocolate's not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the unfortunate part with not having the legendary Vinnie Paul in that band. And what also irritated me was a lot of their set was their new stuff, which I'm not very familiar with, and it's kind of post Vinnie Paul's era.
Yeah.
So where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear these songs. I had 4 or 5 songs where you went to go see them a few years ago, and that was a staple in their set list every single time. Not one of those songs were played, and I was really bummed. And didn't we end up leaving a few minutes early anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to go catch the bus or something.
That's true.
But still, it was eh.
We came back here after too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah, we took an Uber to Union because we didn't end up taking the bus. We had missed it. And then we took the GO bus to Bramley City Center.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, but Non-Point though, I can't even remember who the opening act was
Couldn't tell you.
before Non-Point.
Rich, I couldn't. I'll be honest, I couldn't even tell you.
But Non-Point.
But I don't really care either. Ooh, you want to go see Fred Penner? You remember Fred Penner? His tickets are expensive though. They're $61 fucking.
I don't even know who it is.
Fred Penner, bruh. He's like from like when we were kids. I don't know what he's saying.
Deep Fall was the first band.
Oh, well,
They
I
were
couldn't even tell you the fuck they were. I couldn't hear them.
They were really bad. Like, I don't like saying that about bands, but they were bad.
Yeah, it's pretty meh.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. But hey. Like I said, Non-Point killed it.
Yeah.
You have the poster of them still.
Yeah, I gotta take that home.
Yeah, you do. Stick it up on your poster wall.
Yeah.
So what else do we got here?
Oh, well, I wanted to talk about this. Why are fast food restaurants now like just cheaping out with everything? Like, do you remember going to McDonald's as a kid and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get a Big Mac, where a Big Mac was a Big Mac and it had like a good size and weight to it. It's not like buying, a fucking double cheeseburger with some lettuce. Yeah. What it is now. I remember, like, even in my mid-teens, going to get a Big Mac, fries, and a drink, and like you were good for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Or at least a while.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe you got yourself like an apple pie for later.
No.
You weren't an apple pie fan?
No, I did. No, it's like one of those things, like, for me, I have to be in the mood for them.
Yeah, I'm always
And most of the time, they don't even fucking have them.
Yeah.
I mean, my sister waited, like, 10 minutes for apple pies. They're like, it was a sweet old lady. She goes, well, I'm just putting them in the oven. We just ran out. And we're just like, okay. She's like, well, do you want your money or do you want to wait? Oh, no, we'll wait. Cause,
well, if they're going to be fresh, shit, yeah, I'll wait.
They were hot. They were the best apple pie I ever had.
Yeah.
From McDonald's. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, I find just the patties are really small. Like, maybe it's also because I'm just so used to at home where, like, my mom makes them and she knows what's in them and stuff like that. But even like A&W.
Yeah, A&W.
They say that they have no hormone in their meat and shit like that. You guys have the most expensive fucking hamburgers. And they're not even that good. They taste like literally water.
Yeah.
Water,
it's like there's
mustard, and mayonnaise.
It's like there's no seasoning in their meat.
Yeah, literally.
And I mean, the same kind of goes for Burger King too. I mean,
I can't eat that food.
I remember going to get a Whopper when I was a kid.
That thing was huge.
Yeah,
that thing was like the size of my head.
Well, again, like my very first job was at Woodbine Center in Toronto.
Ooh.
And they had a Burger King there, and that's when they used to do King deals. I mean, they still do them now, but back then
No, it's only Wednesdays for Whoppers.
Is it Whopper Wednesdays where it's like half price Whoppers?
Today's not even Wednesday. Now you got me wanting a Whopper, even though I said I don't like Burger King, but I can eat the Whopper, but their fries are so gross.
Yeah. And like, I had it then, and oh my god, was it good? And then we would take, I would get the combo, and then at the movie theater they'd have like the hot cheese for the nachos. Mm-hmm. And I would just ask them for the plastic container. I'm like, oh, it's just so I can keep my fries fresh. And they're like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, I get back to the movie theater, and you run downstairs, you'd be like, oh, I'm stealing some cheese.
Oh gosh.
Hey, you do cheese fries?
But their fries are gross.
Nah, when you get the cheese in there, oh my god.
Their fries are gross. So like.
But yeah, no, like.
It's not even that they're cheap. They're hardcore cheaping out. It's everywhere is cheaping out.
Yeah, and they're like.
But if you go to like a good restaurant, you're getting a good burger. Like when you want a burger, you go to a place where you're gonna get a burger. You're not gonna get like burger. You want a burger.
No, if I want a burger and
like,
fries.
When I tell you I want a burger, I want a burger.
Yeah. No, I mean,
not a burger.
I understand what you mean. And I mean, even as a kid, I remember going to our local Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
And the initial people who owned that franchise had, actually, where that LCBO is, that LCBO used to be a sit-down Pizza Hut. And I remember as a kid, we would get, say, like, a medium pepperoni, and then we'd get a supreme pizza as well. And I remember sitting down, they'd take your order. Okay, sure, no problem. What do you guys want to drink? We get, pops. Mm-hmm. And, they'd bring out plates for you. And then they'd bring over, like, the nice, like, metal trays for the pizza pans to sit in.
What are you talking about?
At Pizza Hut.
Yeah, they have the pizza pans, and then they have the, like, brown thing that they put on the table.
Oh, see, we had, it was like a metal stand where, where they would put that there.
No.
And then they would bring out, like, the cast iron pizza pan, and they'd bring it right to your table.
Yeah.
Where it was, like, still sizzling. Like, they took it out of the oven, cut it, and...
They still do that,
Well, only a very, very select few.
Mine does.
Yeah. Well, there's very few of them left. And it's like...
I know.
And,
we have the lunch buffet. We could have fucking went.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even ultimately, too, the Pizza Hut's, like... I don't know if it's just their ingredients on what they're using, but Pizza Hut's not the same as what it was.
Well, it's because now they're going with, like, cheaper buyers. People are buying up these franchises who don't have the care that you think that they should. So, like, if you're going to go and you're going to go work somewhere, don't be like, oh, yeah, it's just McDonald's, or it's just pizza, or it's just this. Go into work with a passion. Like, you're the one who, applied to work there. The only way you're going to advance on in your life is if you actually work hard. If you don't work hard, then you're not going to get anywhere. So show some sort of passion, and then you'll get somewhere in life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you show passion towards everything you do, then, people look at that, and then they want to advance you on. Or if you decide to, move on from that company, they're more inclined to help you out with, like, a letter of recommendation and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm being totally honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Totally honest with you. Because any job that I showed passion towards, like hardcore passion, they had no problems giving me a letter of recommendation.
Yeah.
I think I still have some too.
Oh, I still have all of mine. I mean, I have, like I said before, I've got, owners of companies. I have very well respected accountants. One was like the top one in Canada. And his first and last name is on that reference sheet. And so a lot of people who are in the professional kind of HR, and they recognize his name, and it's just like, whoa, how do you have him as a reference?
So yeah, going back to the restaurants cheaping out.
Yeah.
They're trying to save money, which all in all, you're just like fucking yourself over. Because you're trying to save money and then still charge people more money for a product that you're not getting the good quality out of. And all in all, people are just going to stop going to your establishment. They're going to stop going to your particular store, or like somewhere like McDonald's. People will go to anyways, regardless. But if it's somewhere like A&W's were gone for the longest time. They've only just recently made a comeback.
Yeah.
And Burger King's been gone. They're like slowly dying because they're fucking gross.
But again, they're
dirty as fuck.
This is where companies like Burger's Priest that are opening up.
And then you get like Tim Hortons.
Fuck Tim Hortons.
Oh no, you can't even say that because you love.
No,
Tim
I
Hortons.
like their coffee. That's about it.
I don't even know why their coffee is disgusting.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. People don't even care enough to fucking stir your coffee there, and that's what's bullshit.
No,
they can't even do the full job of fucking stirring their coffee.
I like the coffee.
Their food's disgusting. There's no care into it.
No.
They don't give a fuck about you. They just toss your fucking bagel up at you. So, like the fact that they're cheaping out is just because of corporate greed. That's it. It's just corporate greed because that CEO is the one who ultimately, in the end, wants to make all the money.
Well, I mean, even I remember when Tim Hortons tried to get into the ice cream market too, and it was just like...
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
and it wasn't successful because it was fucking gross.
Yeah.
And it takes too long because...
Yeah, well, they're trying to compete with Dairy Queen, and they can't.
Well, you can't compete with Dairy Queen because Dairy Queen... You can't compete with ice cream if you don't specialize in ice cream. I'm sorry. Dairy Queen and Baskin Robbins have it down packed.
Yeah, you got to talk closer to the microphone.
Same with Marble Slab. Marble Slab has their shit.
Yeah.
I know a lot of them have closed because they're fucking expensive, but it's some of the best ice cream I have ever had. They make their ice cream on site.
Yeah.
Right, you know. But you know, the place that ultimately the only reason why people are cheaping out is because they want to save the ultimate dollar.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's going to hurt them because that's when people are going to be like, why do this when I can just eat this at home?
Yeah. Well, again,
I'll go to the grocery store and buy some cheap fucking meatballs and eat it at home. Or I'll make my own patties because Costco, their ground beef, you can just make your own burger patties at home.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
I mean, even for me, I say I want to go get a pizza. I'll spend the extra, $5 or $10, and I'll go to a good pizza place. I won't go to Pizza because hey, it might be a little bit cheaper. I could go to Little Caesars because hey, it's a little bit cheaper. I'll pay for the better pizza to come up from Milano's and deliver it to my house.
Milano's,
because it is that much better.
Or even El Paisano's is good.
But again, this is the same thing. Il Paisano's has changed their supplier when it comes to their meats, their cheese, and their sauce, and it doesn't taste the same. If you had Il Paisano's, say as much as 5-6 years ago, to what it is now, it's not the same.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's not. You can tell from if you've had it previously that it's almost like they've cheaped out, and it's really sad that they have. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Milano's Pizza, and even say you want donuts. I'll take the trip over to San Remo. I'll go there to go get donuts.
Yeah, because Tim's your donuts are shit.
Yeah, and you want care. If you live in Toronto and you've never heard of San Remo Bakery or
Tim Mimico, guys,
yeah,
just go. They didn't pay us for this, but we just love this place so much.
It's just south of Royal York and Evans. It's on the west side of Royal York. Honestly, if you're available on, say, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you have nothing to do, go in there. Their donuts are amazing. Don't leave it too long. Go there first thing in the morning for their donuts. Because
they're gone.
Yeah, they don't do it up a second batch. It's done in-house that day. You miss it, too bad. They have incredible veal sandwiches.
So yeah, here's the thing. Here's the difference. Richard is talking about a place that shows passion, and care, and their ingredients aren't cheaped out compared to the big places.
Yeah.
So your best bet is just to go to the smaller places where you know that you're gonna get the care. You're gonna get because when you think about it, all these big corporation places aren't in it for you.
They're in it for the wrong reasons.
They're in it just for your money, and that's it. But they don't care about you in the end.
Yeah.
They're in this place. You can go there. You can eat their cheese. You can eat their whatever, and you're fine.
Yeah.
You don't have the shits later.
Yeah.
Like everywhere else.
Yeah.
But let's leave this subject. Oh, can we actually talk about this first? Because this is bugging the shit out of me. Plant-based meatballs from Subway.
What's wrong with the regular meatballs?
If you really truly want plant-based food, and you're gonna go to a Subway and you're gonna get their plant-based food, your best bet is try and open up your own plant-based restaurant where you can make your own stuff in-house, where you know it's not going to be processed and all that shit. I'm sorry, all this plant-based Beyond Meat shit, I have a feeling people are gonna end up sick. Very sick.
Maybe this is where the coronavirus is coming from.
Ew, fuck off. Ew. Okay, that's my on that. But so I'm on TikTok. I go on TikTok daily. Absolutely daily. And I see kids on, social media. And I see a lot of adults, which is fine. I'm an adult. I'm almost 30. I'm on TikTok. But do you ever notice people are just constantly on social media it doesn't matter what age you are now. Like, before it used to just be, like, young adults. So, like, teens and young adults, and then the older crowd wasn't quite into it. But do you notice that, like, everybody's on it, and everybody is so focused on it now compared to before? Like, don't you notice that?
Yeah.
So it's like, are we, like, when do we cut off all the social media?
Well, I mean, it's at an age, I mean, unless you're a parent really monitoring what your son, your daughter, whatever your child, if you're a guardian of somebody that, you know, you should
But
be...
I'm even talking these older people, too.
Yeah.
And they're all upon social media as well. Like,
Yeah.
and they're, so, like, kids, so it's the same with being sick. It's the kids and the elderly that are the most vulnerable being online.
Yeah. And I mean, for me is, and you know, this is why I wanted to discuss this, because Bell Let's Talk just passed. I mean, people get so inundated with, you know, I have to be on social media, I have to be on Facebook, I have to be on Instagram. You know, do we get to a point where it leads to mental health issues? Does it lead to depression? Does it lead to anxiety? Like, does it lead to social anxiety on how we interact in public? Because everything is just so...
Everything's online, and you
electronic.
technically don't have to look at anybody anymore. Whereas before, I just checked my Twitter. I just checked our Twitter to see if we had any notifications, and we didn't. But does it get to the point where, like, you're on social media, you post a photo online, and you don't get many likes, but then you see somebody else has posted a photo and they get a lot of likes?
Yeah.
Because I've noticed a lot lately that a lot more people have depression and anxiety now compared to before, unless more people are talking about it now than before. So, like, you could be right. So the social anxiety thing, I think a lot of it has, like, grown because of being able to talk to somebody on the internet or shopping online and stuff like that, where, like, you've created something. Because I don't know if you've noticed this, it happens to me where, like, if I don't go to the mall for a long time, I kind of get a little bit anxious when I'm about to go to the mall.
Yeah.
But I tend to end up being fine, but it's just, like, it's out of my daily routine.
I know.
So it's, like, I understand. So, like, for me, being social is fine. It's, because I talk to people every day.
Yeah.
I talk to different people every day, and I love talking to people, but it's more so, like, going somewhere. Mm-hmm. Going somewhere out of my daily routine where I'm just, like, but then, you know, because, like, you get to the point where you're just, like, do I want to go? Or it's, like, even with my friends, I don't get to see my friends every day like I used to, and sometimes I'm just, like, I don't know if I want to go.
Yeah, no, trust me.
And, I feel awful for it, but I just don't know, like, if people would really, truly understand. Like, I swear, I used to do it with you, too, where, like, before we started, like, you know, dating, where it would be, like, let's do something, and I'd be, like, I don't know yet, I'm not quite used to you yet, kind of thing. So it was just different. It was just really different. Like, even when I used to work nighttime, during the night, when I'd work midnight shift, I would, you know, be scared to go out during the day. Like, not quite scared, but I'd be nervous to go out during the day. Although I could still do it, it would just, there'd just be, like, that little, like, in the pit of my stomach where it'd be like, do you really want to do this?
Yeah. And I mean, even for me,
So getting back to this, we should get back to, like, our topic, like, the social media thing.
Yeah.
So where is too much? Where do you think is too much?
Well, see, the problem is that people live through social media, looking through, you know, other people's pictures, videos, life experiences, you know.
And you only put up your best online.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Would you put up your worst? Would you wake up in the morning?
Yes.
If I were to wake up in the morning, a drool mark across my face, my hair a mess.
Would you do it?
No,
would you
I
post
wouldn't.
that photo?
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Because people don't know. People in the very first thing in the morning don't need to see me at my worst.
That's not your. I like seeing you in the morning like that because it's so real. So I've also, like I said, I've also noticed I've seen kids on TikTok.
Yeah.
I see kids on Instagram. Like, I get people who follow me and they're, like, in their teens on fucking Instagram on my personal page.
Yeah.
And I literally block them.
Yeah.
Block them. Because I'm just like, no. 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 Not happening.
Yeah.
It's just gross.
And then you get weird messages from, like, 12-year-old kids, and you're just like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Have you had weird messages from young kids?
No. I hope not.
Because, like, I have it where I don't see a lot of messages. Especially, like, Facebook messages, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I used to. I used to get weird messages from people who were, like, underage, and I was just like, block, block, block.
Mm.
And I just think it's weird. Like, even on TikTok, I scroll past all, like, the young kid shit where I'm just like, boop, nope, 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 nope. I want that adult stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, even for me, I've turned off just about all my notifications for everything, because it gets to a point too where
your phone is constantly going off.
Yeah, your phone, and what irritates me too is then with other people too, where say you're at a group with people. I mean, I put my phone on silent or I put it on vibrate.
And it stays in my pocket.
Yeah. But then it's you go with someone, ting, 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 and you're just like, bro, can you put that phone on silent or put it on vibrate? I don't want to hear your phone fucking 800 times ping.
True.
So like I have mine set to very, very specific things.
Oh, did you know how there's TikTok? And TikTok is just like Vine. Vine's come out with a new app called Byte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was to, I guess, kind of recapitalize on their past success.
Well, yeah, because Instagram video ended up taking out Vine, apparently. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Because Instagram is totally different from how Vine was. I never really got into Vine, but, like, now I kind of wish I did. I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish I really did.
Yeah, I mean, Vine had a very, very short life expectancy.
I didn't quite understand it because I wanted to make videos on it, but I didn't know what to do. Like, even on TikTok, I still have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've only made a few videos. The most recent one I made didn't really get a lot of views. It's only got 34 views, and it makes me sad. So, guys, if you want, you can follow me on TikTok. My handle is, let me tell you. Let me find it. It is _ the Ginger Melissa. Follow me.
And you
give me some likes.
And you can follow me on TikTok. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't have TikTok.
Yeah, you do. Technically, you have half a TikTok. The other one is M.C.R.O. Radio.
Yeah. I have half a TikTok.
But you don't even know how to use it, so it's
no.
Okay. But yeah. It's just they're coming out with more and more and more. Like, I have every single social media platform on my phone.
Yeah.
Basically. I have the Facebook, I have the Instagram, I have the Twitter, I have the Snapchat, I have the TikTok, I have... What else? So I have Facebook. I have Facebook Messenger because they needed an extra app. I have Instagram, I have WhatsApp, I have Snapchat, I have Facebook Pages Manager because they couldn't keep it all in one app. I have Twitter, I have TikTok, and I have Byte. I have Hootsuite too, but I don't know how to use that yet. And of course I have Reddit because I love to listen. I love to read that stuff. I think it's hilarious, guys. Some of the stuff on there is actually really funny.
Yeah.
Do you want to close off the show, or what do you want to do? Oh, well, since we're not going to Heavy Montreal,
Yeah.
What do you want to do this year? Like, do you want to go on what's your ideal vacation? You want to do a resort? You want to, do a cruise? You want to do
See,
what do you want to do?
Well, I mean, here's what I would like to do. And I mean, it's ways away. But where I would, we've talked about in the past, the opportunity possibly going to Jamaica. And where I would like to go ultimately is one of those 2 Sandals resorts.
Oh, that one that we were talking about?
Yeah.
Those ones we were talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
Ochos Rios?
Yes. Because there's a very dear friend of mine who, at one stage of his life, was battling cancer and was living semi-permanently in Jamaica and had purchased this beautiful, beautiful house right on the water. And he's, every year has invited Melissa and I to come down. And he goes, listen, even if you want to stay at the resort, I'm right there. I'm literally right beside the resort.
Did you know, though, you're not supposed to cross So I don't know about how that works, but I know when my dad was staying in Montego Bay, he couldn't cross over to the next resort beside him.
Oh yeah.
By way of the beach, yeah. So I don't know how it works there, but I know when I was in Mexico, I was able to go along the beach and nobody stopped us.
Yeah.
Because we, like, the beach that we had was, like, rocks, so we went to, like, the next sanded beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was staying at a 5-star Sheraton hotel.
Oh yeah.
In Mexico and had fucking rocky beach.
Yeah. And I mean, even the people who I know that have been multiple times to Jamaica, the very first thing they tell you is that research where you want to stay and don't cheap out when it comes to a hotel or a resort, because if you cheap out, especially at a resort, you get what you pay for. So the food's going to be disgusting. The rooms are going to be gross.
Yeah, like I know somebody who stayed in Cuba at a 3-star, and so like their 3 stars, nothing like our 3 stars. So like when you book those things, you want like a 4+. They didn't have toilet seats.
Oh, ew.
They didn't, like, it was just caca. All in all, it was just caca.
Yeah,
and
no.
Don't go to Cuba. I heard their food's gross too. They don't use spices.
No, they do. They do.
Not at the resort.
Okay.
Off the resort, yes, it's different.
Yeah.
But yeah. So for me, so you want to do a resort?
Yeah, like I said, I'd like to do it possibly in the new year.
Okay, well, we can plan that out. I'd like to...
But the other place that I've had my heart set on, has been Vegas.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. So much fun to do. I would love to do that, like a 3-day weekend or whatever.
Like maybe taking a Penn and Teller show, or maybe you get
it's so expensive though.
Maybe you get intimidated and trying to get pushed into one of Carrot Top's shows because he's all like steroided up now. I remember when he was like this, like a little string bean.
And then all of a sudden he came out beefed up. And
yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I go, that's not the same guy. Like the fucking ugly prop comic, and then he just turned into and it's like, now you're gonna laugh at my jokes, and you're just like, okay, pal.
Yeah, my parents went to Vegas. They said it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They said it's very expensive too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's like any tourist destination too, right? Where in the tourist area, you're going to pay a premium because it's a tourist area.
Yeah,
I mean, if just like when we go to Niagara and we go to Cool Hand Luke's,
we don't pay a tourist tax because it's a local place.
Yeah.
No, I get you. I don't know if I could do a cruise. Because I wouldn't
because look at exactly what happened now. Let's say you go on a payment plan because you don't want to spend $3,000 up front. So you go through a payment plan. Say it's monthly. It's $250 a month, and then boom, you get closer and closer to the date to go. Everything's paid off. Everything's great, and then you aboard your cruise, and a coronavirus kicks out. And guess what? There's some of the guests that on board. I would be fucking pissed. I would be suing the cruise line. I'd be suing that customer. I want my fucking money back. You're paying for my goddamn hotel. You're paying for my flights. You've ruined my goddamn vacation.
Yeah.
I couldn't. That's why I couldn't do a cruise.
Yeah. Well, because if those people actually had the virus, I think they would have all been stranded on that boat.
Yeah. They'd literally have to burn that boat to the ground.
They would have had to wait for everybody to die.
Yeah, no. Nope. I'll jump off the ship. I'll take my chances. I'll swim the shore. I can swim.
So I wouldn't do a cruise. I would do another all-inclusive resort again. But I wouldn't do any of the excursions. I've never done an excursion. I did one excursion. I did a tequila tour. But I would do something like that where it's a tour, but I would never do like zip lining and horseback riding and shit. Like, I just think that's waste. I would do, honestly, like a guided tour kind of vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I get to learn.
Yeah.
Because I like to learn while, so like say I got to like tour the Mayans or something like that. I think that would be cool. Yeah. I think that's an excursion, but still, like, yeah, I would do something like that, like where I'm gonna learn. Even, like, your trip to the Rockies, you were telling me, like, that seemed like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I think it'd be something I'd appreciate a little bit more as an adult. But ultimately, as well, the one thing that you have to realize with guided tours is that
it's a lot of older people, and I don't mind hanging out with older people, yo. I don't mind it. I love old people.
It's like dealing with like much older seniors, so it's like
it's slow, which is fine. That's totally fine. I would do it. I would 100% do it. You know what I would really love to do?
What?
Is a road trip across Canada.
Well, VA used to do, and they might still do it, they used to do special cars.
I know.
That would go across Canada.
Yeah. My grandpa said he did one to Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's 3 days on the train.
Yeah.
You sleep in a bunk or whatever. So that's the thing is I couldn't do that. Like, I would want, like, a van.
Yeah.
Or, like, a Winnebago or something like that. And then, like I would do something like that where, you know, you take the whole week and just do it.
Yeah.
Where you take your time, you look up the sites and stuff, and, you know, because you're not going to see much on the train line. Come on, it's, like, going fast. Remember when we went to Montreal?
Yeah.
It was so fast, you couldn't even tell, like, what was going. It was just all trees.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that, for sure. Where you just go from coast to coast to coast.
Are there any, like, say, national parks, monuments, anything like that? Anything that would be like, oh my god, that'd be really, really cool to go see? Or any maybe, like a city or a town?
I'd like to see the town that's, like, on the border. You know, the one where it's, like, half of it's in Canada and then the other half is in the U.S. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to, like, all the forts. Like, you know, there's, like, Fort York and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd like to go see those. I went to quite a few of those as a kid, and I actually really enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm.
I have, like, I got this from my dad, where a love for, you know, like, not like a love, but an interest for the wars.
Yeah.
So, like, stuff like that would be really neat to do. I don't know, like, because I don't really know much about we don't know much about our own country. No. We always learn about the States, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what's really funny, too? A lot of people would vacation, like, kind of across Canada, and they'd get through Dog River,
Dog River, that's fucking...
Corner Gas. But it's an actual town.
Yeah.
And so the little small town is yes, it's a very, very small community, but it's the actual town is where they actually film the show.
Yeah.
So people would, like, say, walk into the gas station and the convenience store, and at the time it wasn't real, like, yes, it was a convenience store, but it wasn't, like, an operating one.
Oh, yeah.
So people would come in, you know, they'd want, you know, a pack of cigarettes or, you know, bag of chips or a carton of milk. And they're like, yeah, you'd actually have to go to the convenience store, you know, a couple streets over. Because when the show's not being filmed, we're a convenience store and a gas station, but right now we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I always thought was really funny.
That is cool. I'd also like to do Vegas. Vegas would be cool. I'd love to go to California.
Yeah.
I'd love to do Europe. I'd love to do a European vacation.
Yeah.
That's definitely like a bucket list thing, like just to go across Europe, do as much as I can.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
Were there any... I mean, my cousin did Europe, but he did it kind of like as a backpacking, hostel kind of thing.
I don't know. I know somebody who did it that way, and they ran out of money.
Yeah. For me, it was... like, how I would prefer to do it is... you can get... I think it's called Eurotrack.
Yeah.
And it's a train service that runs all through Europe. And it's essentially one pass will get you on and off all the trains.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I heard somebody.
Which is really, really convenient. And then you can literally go to France, you go to Italy, Germany, and just, you know, check out all the historic sites. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alrighty, let's close this out.
So, speaking of something historic...
So, here's our Canadian fact. Our little piece of Canadiana. Sorry, Americans. You want to say it?
So, America's game, you know, baseball. You know, the baseball glove in 1883 was invented by a Canadian in Canada.
Sorry, America.
Your game is kind of semi-responsible from us.
Alrighty. Well, thank you all for listening.
Melissa's getting cranky. We gotta go get something to eat.
I'm not cranky. I'm just hungry. It's
You're
3 o'clock in
hungry.
the afternoon. I haven't eaten today. Alrighty. Thank you guys. Thank you all for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok.
Do everything.
Everything. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.
Fuck it right, bud.